Perfect 5-star review. It's another great customer pick. It's coming up. Best knife I have. I love this comment. Clever cleaver. I thought that was very funny. And comfortable in the hand. Lots of great 5-star reviews. It's finally back in stock. It's beautifully packaged. We all have to have great knives. This is a go-to knife. It's also got the really unique design that's going to make working in your kitchen so much easier. It's a great gift idea too if you got somebody's birthday coming up. And then I want to talk about the griddle pan. We've done griddle pans that are circular. We've done grill pans that are circular. It's really awesome tonight that we actually have a rectangular version coming up of course, his famous griddle pan. Now, what's the story tonight? It's, of course, a customer pick. We always expect that. And it's on sale tonight. We have black, turquoise, and blue coming up. Again, great capacity. You've got the Dura inside it, which we love. And we'll be talking about this composite. It's an aluminum stainless steel. Just really a nice weight. In fact, I didn't mention it, but the weight on all his pans is so durable. Usually we do the pinky lift, so you can see nice big pan, really durable, sturdy, and it's coming up. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in this hour. All right, we're upping our yummy because for the first, the last, and the only time this year, we are offering his huge customer pick, #1 food item in the Curtis Stone line as our today's special. It's the Faroe Island salmons. Let's do it. Definitely tell we have a sea of vision, and I wish we had smell-o-vision. Tonight, Pat's joining me. Of course, Chef is joining us from his farm out in California. We're offering, this is so huge, the first, the only time, the entire year, and you literally have today only, of course, the famous world-renowned Fair Isle salmon fillets. So what are we doing? You're getting a whopping 12-pack. They are huge, beautiful 6-ounce fillets. All comes individually packaged and flash frozen. You're getting a beautiful butter to go along with it, and you're getting a seasoning pack that goes along with it as well. Why is this a big deal, and why we sold almost 1,000 last hour alone? It is simply because this is the lowest price we're going to do for the entire year. It is the only time we're doing this for the entire year as a today's special, and you literally have today only. Here's what happens. Normally with our today specials, occasionally, we'll run it 2 or 3 days post-sale. We'll do it after the day we launch it. Not in this case. You literally have today and today only. You get all 12. They're all 6 ounces. This is the finest salmon you can find in the world, and Chef will share more of the story with you. Now, here's your options. You can get single ship, which is great. If you've never tried it, you're like, you know, I just want to get it. It's 12 big salmon pieces. That's fine. What is always the most popular, and it's true tonight, I'm going to give you a number update in just a second, is the auto ship. Now, what happens with auto ship? You're going to have these receive every 60 days. You get free shipping. You get FlexPay on auto ship. The important point is you lock in the lowest price we're going to do all year tonight. And now, at this point, I have how many, Rob, left in auto ship? This is a big deal. How many do I have left in auto ship? Okay, guys, we have 3,400 left for the entire, there's only 3,400 people who now can lock in this auto ship price, and we cannot raise the price on you. You can cancel it, you can slow it down, you can speed it up, you have full control of auto ship. But if you want the auto ship that is already dangerously low, considering how many we brought in for the day. All right, as I mentioned, Chef Curtis Stone is joining us. He is a multi-award winning Michelin star awarded chef. He's joining us from his farm, the Four Stones Farm in California. And he's back. And Chef, obviously, you know, I'm so proud to say you have sold I looked it up because I'm a nerd, 2.3 million salmon fillets in one place in the world, and that's right here with us here at HSN.
Well, I tell you what, you only sell a lot of something if it's really, really good. It's that simple. People will try it, but if it's not good, they won't come back for it. And I love this salmon. I knew. You know how I came across the Faroe Islands? I was talking to my fish supply for my restaurant, my Michelin-starred restaurant, and I said, I want the greatest salmon on the world. He said, oh, there's Ora King salmon that comes out of New Zealand. It is fantastic. And I said, I've had it. I love it. He said, but you've got to try this Faroe Island salmon. And I said, I've never actually even heard of it. I hadn't heard of the place. Have a look at it. It is the most pristine part of the world. You don't see cars. You don't see trucks. You don't see any pollution. You don't see any houses. It's just a beautiful, beautiful part of the world. And guess what? You want no pollution anywhere near this aquaculture. You want it to be a pristine environment. It is a natural breeding ground for the salmon. So let me tell you something. They love being there. They're very, very happy indeed. Strong currents. That means that the fish are getting lots of exercise. We also get to control the food, right? So there's no GMOs, it's all 100% natural. We know exactly what these fish are eating. The other thing that's really important to understand is when we take it out of the water, we harvest that very same day, we freeze it. Right, so we remove all the bones, we cut those perfect center cut fillets for you, but then it goes straight into a snap frozen environment, and it stays that way until it gets delivered to you. You, of course, will receive it on dry ice. You'll stick it straight into the freezer, and when you're ready to cook with it, you take it out and you stick one in the pan. So you want to cook one, you take out one. You want to cook 6, take out 6. Look, I went ahead and took these 2 fillets and put it in about 2 minutes ago, and you can just see in my DuraPan, this is that perfect little sidekick pan. I've got my brand new fish spatula that I'm going to turn this over with.
Which is available.
So have a look at that gorgeous golden brown. So this is brand new, and yes, it's available. Of course, we wouldn't do that to you. We wouldn't bring it and not, I wouldn't use it and not make it available. Basically, everything I touch is available, you guys. So you can see how quick and simply that cooks. Now, you can finish it off in the oven or you can leave it in the pan. I've actually gone ahead and I'm going to show you what we're giving you, because we're giving you this beautiful little butter. This is how it comes. It is a lemon and garlic butter, right? So that's it right there. I'm actually going to take some of that and just put a tiny little dollop, just a wee little dollop on either fillet and let that just melt. You could also just rub it across the top of the fillet if you like, right? We also give you this beautiful seasoning. So this is a gorgeous little dry rub or seasoning that's perfect for salmon. It's got a little dill, it's got a little parsley, there's some lemon zest, there's a little bit of garlic, and of course some salt. They come included in your pack. It's not an additional purchase. Then what we do is we take the salmon out of the pan. Now that was in for about 5 minutes total. 6 minutes if you want it just a little more cooked. 5 if you want it still a little pink. Have a look at this. When I flake this salmon, just let me flick it round. Just have a look at how simply and beautifully we've got a real gorgeous crust on the top. You can see that. But look at how succulent and juicy that salmon is on the inside. Now, this one's cooked all the way through, right? And I'm doing this on purpose, and I think I've even got my kinetic thermometer to show you that you can control that doneness if you so choose, right? So this one's all the way through, and I think this one is still a little pink. Is that right, Matt? Yeah. Perfect. So, if you want to control the cooking, of course, you can pick up on my kinetic thermometer. All you do is give it a quick shake like that. It's going to give you a digital readout of the temperature. What that then relates to is this probe. So I can stick the probe right into the thickest part of that salmon, so I know exactly how far I've cooked it. Right, so if you have a doneness that you prefer, of course you can. We've printed on the back all of the different donenesses, both for the steaks, for the fish, for the lamb, for the poultry. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and show you. This one's just slightly less done than the other. Oh no, this one's probably about the same. Sorry, Matt, I made a liar out of you. You know what? I'm cooking one right now, so I'll take that off because I want everyone to know. Yes, you can cook it all the way through. And by the way, it's fabulous. It's still succulent. It's still juicy. And it's still delicious. Oh, wow, that is so good. But, hold on, wait. There is a point to this. I'm going to show it to you. Wow, that's good. By the way, Suze, one of these portions, big 6-ounce portion, is really enough for 2 people in many instances. So I'm going to go ahead and grab myself another one. Thank you.
Hey, and Chef, can I tell you? So I have Kat beside me. I know you're a little envious because we got her in our studios. I'm very happy. She's cooking up a storm. You guys got to look at this too. We've got the butter on it. We've got the seasoning on it. I got my little fishing plate over here ready to go.
I used my thermometer.
Yeah, she said, by the way, hers turned out perfect.
I learned from Curtis.
You learned from Curtis, that's right. I mean, oh my gosh, you guys, this is such a unique opportunity. Chef, will you do me a favor and share the story about the SAG Awards you recently was at?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
Absolutely. So I cook for the SAG Awards, and last year we had 1,100 people, right? I wanted to cook them the very best fish that I could find because they wanted a seafood meal. Of course, I went to the Faroe Island salmon. We served the Hollywood's elite, all the movie stars, but everyone you can imagine is there. All the big shows represented. And of course, We had so many wonderful compliments. Everybody absolutely loved that meal. And guess why? Because the salmon is the star. Now, this one is cooked nice and pink, and you can see here, you can cook it really pink like this. This is actually sushi-grade salmon. So if you want to make a poke, if you want to do it as sashimi, yes, you can, right? So it's that good a quality, and you can just see it right here, still just flaking perfectly. So if you want to cook it a little pinker, please be my guest. Now, pan frying or roasting, that's just a couple of ways that you can cook it. Look at that beautiful salmon. I can't help myself but to have another taste. Oh, you know what I read all the time in the reviews? It's not fishy at all.
Exactly.
Fishy fish is usually fish that's gotten a little bit older. So this is perfectly fresh, right? We know that because we freeze it the day it comes out of the water. Have you got my steamer there, Matt? I do. Oh, thank you, mate. Right in front of me. This is the sidekick pan, Suze, and this is that gorgeous steamer. So if you want to pick up on the steamer, you absolutely can. Now, these are those same gorgeous 6-ounce portions. I'm going to go ahead and pop them up here on my bok choy. And then you just drop that straight over your sidekick pan, pop the lid on. Oops, that's the wrong lid. We'll find the right size lid. There it is. Thank you, mate. Pop that lid on, and that will be done in, I reckon, 6 minutes. Let's put a timer on, and we'll come back to it in 6 minutes' time, and that's how quick it is.
And
comes
Chef,
like this.
Just real quick, if you want
Yeah,
the pan,
definitely.
that was from last hour. The pan is a one-day-only price, so think of it as a this day only. The pricing is for 1 day. We've already sold out of the sunflower, but I think I have 5 more colors left. The steamer is also available. Again, this just takes your cooking all to the next level, and that will fit on the pan from last hour. What I want to show you in front of me is not only how long they are, but I want you to see how thick these are. You have to remember, this is coming from the world-renowned Faroe Islands, world-renowned for their salmon. In fact, a very small community, this is how they exist. The fishermen who actually harvest the salmon, the people who create or who actually raise the salmon. This is how we support, which I love that too. I did a lot of research tonight. I was like, where is Faroe Island? As a matter of fact, just so you'll know, it's in the North Atlantic Ocean between Iceland and Norway, between those two. And so this is their passion, this is what they do, and world-renowned. And it's wonderful because Chef has these amazing connections. He's a Michelin-starred chef. He's not going to sell into his restaurants or do the SAG Awards with one salmon that's really good and then come to HSN with his amazing reputation and go, I'm going to do a really lousy salmon for HSN customers. We are getting the same rarefied air as those fancy people out in LA and those fancy people who were at the SAG Awards. You and I get to eat like that in our own homes. And look at the price breakdown. I did the math for you. It comes out to $11 a piece. You tell me, when was the last time you ordered salmon in just maybe a good restaurant in your town? How much was that plate? How much did you pay for it? It had to have been 20, 30, 40, maybe $50 at a regular town, let alone a major city. Or how about $11 a piece, getting some of the world's finest salmon? You and I are gonna eat salmon that they only serve in the top of the line restaurants, the really good places. And we're so fortunate to have Chef bring it to us. Now, I do wanna do some updates, guys, because it's so important that you lock this in tonight. If you want to do auto ship, it comes every 60 days and you have complete control of that. I think a lot of people freak out and think, oh no, I'm going to be trapped in something I'm going to get for the rest of my life. You're not. It's super easy to customize your auto ship. You can cancel it, you could slow it down, you could speed it up. So maybe 12's fine and it lasts you 6 months, that's fine. Don't have your next delivery for 6 months. You can control that. What you can't control after today is getting the same deal. Right now on auto ship, it is the only way you can lock in our lowest price for the entire year. It's the only way you can lock in the free shipping and the flex pay on it is to grab the auto ship. And please remember, this is the only time we're doing the #1 most popular food item he has at HSN. With over 2.3 million fillets sold here, this is the only time today and today only you're going to get this on single ship or that all-important auto ship if you want to get it for the rest of the year. That's so, will we bring the fillets back? Of course, they're #1, they're the most popular. Will you have this deal? Absolutely not. There's not going to be a better value than what you're locking in tonight. And if you want the auto ship, we're closely approaching only about 3,000 left for the rest of the day for the rest of the country. And we're in the second hit. We're on the second show tonight. All right, Chef, I'm going to throw it back to you guys. because I know you have a lot more ideas, but I was really fascinated about how passionate, and really this fillet supports an entire very small community of the farmers and the fishermen who raise it.
It sure does, and I mean, you saw the images. It's a very small community. In fact, so small you can barely see it, and that's what we love about it, because it's such a pristine, beautiful place for salmon. Here's what I love about salmon. It's so versatile. Look at this. I've just roasted this with a little bit of that butter, right? So very delicious. In fact, what I might do is just put a little spoon of cauliflower puree underneath that salmon. And then I've got another beautiful vegetable. This is some pumpkin, or some roasted squash, I should say. I've gone ahead and made a delicious sauce. So the sauce can just sit right on in there. So this is with extra virgin olive oil. I've got a little bit of roasted tomato. And then let's finish that off with just some beautiful microherbs. Now, this is the kind of thing that you go out and spend, well, $30, $40, $50 in some restaurants, let's be honest.
Oh, easy.
Right? So you can do that, but you can also do this. I've got a little bit of pasta and some veggies in a salad over here. Check this out, Suze. Out of my steamer, because trust me, go say to your doctor, hey, I'm having a lot of steamed salmon. What do you think? Is that a heart healthy choice? Go and do the research, guys, on the health benefits of salmon. You will be blown away at how wonderful this is. We know it's full of omega-3s. We know it's full of essential fatty acids, but go do that research. Have a look at this beautiful steamed salmon. You can see just how flaky it is. It's still a little pink there in the center, which is wonderful. I'm going to bring that right on over. I'm not going to lose any of that, though. I'm going to let that sit and just rest for just a second. So whether it's that beautiful steamed salmon you're going for, or that gorgeous roasted salmon, it can be a casual lunch, it can be a fancy dinner. The choice is yours. In fact, Matt's done something really fun. And then I want to know what Kat's up to.
I know, because I got a good
one.
one.
Oh, yeah, look at what Matt's done.
What is it?
You can even cut these into a little dice and bread them, right? I'm actually replicating what you did, Kat. This is the pokey that you made earlier. Oh, yum. Matt,
They love the
good.
idea so much, they totally stole your idea, Kat. Just want you to know.
We've stolen it, Kat. Kat and I are stealing each other's recipes all the time. She has carte blanche permission to steal my recipes. What are you making, kitty cat?
Okay, well, what are you making now? And I got to show you what she did, because she already whipped up my poke for me as well.
I did.
Yeah.
But now I just seared some salmon, and it's just
at
so
this.
beautiful. What a nice, I know.
It's so, look at
It's
this.
so good.
Now, this is, I mean, come on. Is your mouth watering? Aren't you thinking, oh my gosh, and that is so heart healthy for you, as you said, Chef. It's so good for you. The edamame's in there, the veggies are in there. We've got avocado, which is so important in your meal. I love it. We've got all the little extras, and then of course there's that salmon. Now, how do we get that color? How do we make it kind of that traditional poke style? Chef has back in stock his wonderful sauces, and it's your choice of the 2-pack of the soy ginger or the sriracha, or you can get a combo of each. Those are available tonight, and that's how they've created the poke, or if you're gonna do even a stir fry with the salmon, it would be pretty amazing using that. Also, Chef, give me 2 seconds on this. I got a rave. Everybody's grabbing the cedar planks. If you've never done salmon on a cedar plank, it's very easy to do, but it takes your salmon next crazy level. The way a cedar plank infuses flavor into salmon is unlike anything you've ever tasted in your life. Rob, my producer, is gonna give me an update of where we stand, because we sold a ton of these last hour, and I know they're really, really limited at this point. Okay, guys, we have less than 2,000 left for the entire day. We sold several hundred last hour. So if you want to up that game, get the cedar planks. Hey, Chef, can you give us like 2 seconds on the cedar planks? Because they're amazing, and they're going to sell out early today.
The cedar planks are sensational. We're going to show them to you in just a little while, cooking with them, but they're 100% sustainable. That's the most important part for me, because they're very simple to use. By the way, this is a set of 4, right? So they're nice and thin. You soak them in a little bit of water for an hour before you throw the salmon on, and then you throw them on the grill, you pop them in the oven. You get this wonderful sort of rich smokiness almost from the cedar, which just imparts such a beautiful flavor. And like I say, you can throw them onto a red hot charred grill. You'll get that sort of caramelized charred kind of a flavor. It is just wonderful. Great gift, by the way, for anyone that you know that likes to cook. So whether it's doing the cedar planks or, by the way, look at this new little toy. And it really is so fun. You can pick this up as well. The sides clip on, so that's the lid. And then you get your 8 containers. So if you're doing those poke bowls like you made earlier, Kat, we whip some up ourselves. I've got some carrot going in there with a cucumber. I've got a little bit of cilantro. I've got some scallions going on top. I've got some chili. I've got a little bit of furikake, which is a little bit of seaweed. I've got some chili. I've got some sesame seeds. I mean, you can put this together so quickly, right, and so deliciously. Let me go ahead and get that in there as well. By the way, when you're not using it, the lid goes back on. That just pops on like so, right? All of that for less than 20 bucks. You kidding me? With all of those containers. And then, of course, to finish this off, you're going to use a little of my sriracha aioli, which is just absolutely divine. So a little squirt of that and a little squirt of my soy and ginger. So pick those up as a pair. And I tell you what, you guys, you're cooking your way to salmon heaven.
Think about this. If you guys have ever had a poke bowl, I love them. They're very good. I love salmon poke bowls. You spend easily 17, 20 bucks, and that's a lunch, you know what I mean? So here you're gonna do it at home, you're gonna do it for pennies. Your salmon is only $11 a piece, and you can split that between 2 poke bowls. You could split that piece of salmon between 2 people for dinner. Eating that entire piece is a ton of salmon. And so when you think about there's 12 in our today's special, I want you to double that, because seriously, you can split it in half and share it with someone else. That's how beefy and big and gorgeous these salmon fillets are. Here's what I want to show you though. They come individually fresh frozen, and literally they're so amazing how they harvest and put this into the freeze fast. So when you open it up, it literally tastes like you are getting it almost fresh from the ocean. It's that good. You get the butter to go with it. You're also going to get the seasoning packet to go along with it as well. I love their individuals. So if you only want to open up one, you're not having to open up all of them, which is great. Leave them in the freezer. I do want to repeat auto ship because I think this is so important. A lot of you are getting single ship. I get it, and that's fine. Great. I'm glad you're going to try salmon. We have sold 2.3 million of these fillets just here at HSN. No other retail outlet has them. He does it exclusive for us. That is a lot of happy people eating a lot of salmon. How popular is auto ship? This is why everybody wants to jump in it. Currently, Chef has over 8,000 customers on the auto ship for the salmon. So that just proves to me, and I think all of us, how amazing this is to have that many customers who want this consistently. And here's what you want to do tonight. You got to remember, it is the lowest price we'll do all year for his salmon fillets. It is for today only. We will not be offering this tomorrow at this price. It is literally a one-day today's special. On top of that, you have 5 flex pays. You can actually get this home. You pay it off in 5 months. You get it right away for about $26. So you pay that off in 5 months. And you continue to get free shipping, not only on this shipment, but on auto ship. And remember, you can slow it down, you can cancel it, you can speed it up. You have total control on auto ship. What you won't get after midnight tonight, or if it sells out early, is the chance to get the auto ship and to get this pricing and lock that in for the rest of the entire year. You know, Chef, I do want to get into the fact about how it's processed, because I think that's a real important distinction about a lot of salmon that people have been disappointed in that they might get like at their grocery store.
Oh, absolutely. Before I show you how we process it, Susan, I promise you that.
Okay, perfect.
I want you to see the size of this incredible fillet, this 6-ounce fillet, because when you talk about value, what would you expect to pay for an incredible portion of salmon? Because in restaurants, yes, they can charge $20, $30, $40, $50. I paid for Faroe Island salmon in a restaurant here in the Los Angeles area recently. But look at how it flakes. And just think about this. Maybe one of these fillets is enough for you and your partner. Maybe. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Look, it covers the entire board. Imagine if this was you here, right, in the front mat on the stove there, mate, and over here this was me. Now imagine if this is enough for you and this is enough for your partner. Well, guess what? This, my friends, is costing you just over $5. And this is costing you just over $5. You can't get a hamburger in a fast food joint for $5, my friends. So the value is insanely good, and it really does stretch. Let me show you. I've got 2 delicious salads here. I'm going to bring that gorgeous salmon that I just flaked, and I have a mouthful of it as well. But have a look at how much you're getting to load up on that salad there, and then the other half can go over here. So whatever you want to serve it with, and I showed you before, it can be restaurant quality, it can be quick and simple. The choice is totally up to you, but you can just see the value that you're getting. Now, before I go any further, Suze, I promised you I would show you how we process it. Here it is. We take the entire fish, we divide it into two sides. Then we take away all the things that stop it from being wonderful, like the bones. We take all those bones out, right? Both sides, bones down both sides. We remove them for you. Then we remove that tail because look how thin that is. That's going to cook differently than the thick pieces. Then we remove that big collar because that's full of bones as well. And what are we left with? Center cut. That's what we mean when we say center cut. Every single one of them, perfect 6 ounces. Boneless, skinless, so easy for you to cook. And you can see that's a piece right there. So you can see how simple and easy that is for you to remove from the packaging, throw on into your pan. Very, very simple. So whether you want to cook it pan-fried like I have been, or maybe you want to do some sort of delicious curry. I've got some coconut milk here. Look at this. Shrimp, some squid. Go ahead and toss those in. Of course, we're going to cook this very, very quickly because we're going to poach. This is my 6-quart stock pot. I'm going to throw in some bok choy. And then, of course, the star of our dish is this incredible salmon. We've just diced 2 portions up. This is probably enough for 8 people. We've got a 6-quart stock pot working. And it cooks in no time. As soon as this comes up to a boil, which will be about a minute, it'll be done in about 2 minutes after that. So really, really quick, really, really simple. You put a little curry paste in here as well, and the flavour is sensational. Of course, you can throw more aromatics if you like. I'm going to throw in some of my signature seasoning. I've also got some shallots that we're going to toss in there. We've got a little bit of parsley and some chives. And have a look at this divine. That's coconut cream, a little bit of spice already. So fabulous. And the flavour of this, you just can't believe how quick you can pull a dinner off. So whether you're doing something fancy like this, Kat did on papillote earlier. She actually baked it in some parchment. Kat, what are you cooking up now?
She's going to show you.
Another one, I'll show you another one, and then I want to show you how I made that real quick, because it's so easy, and your delicious butter, that compound butter, is
yum.
just perfect in here. And what a nice little treat for you to have on Valentine's Day. It's perfectly cooked. Absolutely perfectly cooked.
Look at that.
You can look at it. It's just gonna flake.
Look at the steam
Look,
rolling off of it,
it's just so perfect. But then I also made some appetizers. So I flaked off some of your salmon, made a little bit of appetizers. I'm going to use your delicious sriracha aioli for
You know
this
what's cool
big
about
game.
that, Kat, too? If you've got people
I
coming
know.
over, one piece of salmon is going to feed
Oh
a
my
ton
gosh.
of these appetizers.
Look how many I made. I just took a tiny little corner off of one of them.
Right, right.
And it's delicious, and it's just about all cut
Okay,
of stone.
show them your cute little trick here.
I know. So you just take your parchment paper.
I'll be
yeah,
your-
you can do
I'll be
that.
your Vanna
You
White.
be me. And you cut it into a heart, and then you fold it. You just start around the edges, and you can look that up online, and I'll post one too. But then you put your salmon in it before you fold it up, and then you bake it in the oven at 400 for about 8 minutes.
It holds all that steam in there.
Holds
and-
all
and-
the steam.
And it infuses all that flavor,
It
too.
really does.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so
All right, Chef, we
perfect.
got about a minute to go. Guys, I know we're really busy, as we always are for this. First and only time all year we're going to do it. Lowest price. This is it, guys. And you got to get it today. We are not going to post, sell, or offer this deal tomorrow at all. Chef, I'm going to throw it back to you, and then we got more good stuff to get to.
Well, there's so many ways to serve this salmon. You can serve it wintry and cold. It's a wonderful, I was just in Sweden. They eat a lot of salmon and they serve it with mashed potatoes and all the richness of their cold winter. Of course, you can serve it beautiful and healthy. Mother's Day's coming up. Easter's coming up. We'll be thinking about Lent before you know it. And guess what? Your salmon will be in the freezer and ready to go. I've got one more thing to show you. Have a look at this. I told you it'd only take 2 minutes. Look at how quick and simple that was over a little bit of rice. Absolutely gorgeous.
Oh my God, I was thinking also too, a salmon chowder would be delicious, especially since it's so
yeah.
freezing cold everywhere right now. Okay, so a couple things, Chef, we're gonna go over are some of the accessory items that you've seen Chef work with. The first one we're gonna show you, I think is gonna be the cutting boards. Okay, these are so cool, guys. Red or blue, you get 2 different sizes. This is a thawing board on the one side, and when you flip it over, it's a cutting board. How clever. Like I said, Chef never does anything like anybody else, and it's super fast thaws whatever you stick on there. Chef, can you give us about a minute on this real quick?
Oh, I sure can. So here's what's so amazing about it. First of all, what it is a great cutting board, right? And it comes in 2 different sizes. You can see them there side by side. And then, of course, when you're ready to use it as a defrost board, you just flip it on over, right? So you can flip them both over. You take a fillet of salmon. Thanks, Matt. You're going to drop it on. In the packaging is absolutely fine. And then look, it will defrost the salmon in half the time it would take to defrost if it wasn't on your defrost cutting board. So who doesn't want one of those, especially when you're using it the way we're using it here. So defrost on one side, cutting board on the other side. I've got all sorts of fancy cutting boards in my kitchen. Some cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars. This is the one I reach for all the time.
Doesn't surprise
And so will
me.
you. They
It's
work so well.
clever.
And go in the dishwasher when you're not using them.
All right, very good. Now we got 2 customer picks I want it coming up. I do want to talk about the cedar planks that we've sold several hundred last hour alone. Chef, again, can we do about a minute on the cedar planks?
We sure can. I could do about an hour on the cedar planks, Suze. They're so fantastic. But I tell you what's so great about these. They're so easy to use. I can't believe the price. I thought these would be 29 bucks, if I'm being totally honest with you. For $14 and change, you're getting 4 of them, which means you'll be cooking 8 portions of salmon, right? Because you can see here I've got 2. You could even squeeze a 3rd one on if you wanted to. Now you can just see it sort of chars. It gives you that beautiful caramelization. It gives you a wonderful smokiness. If you could only smell it in here, it smells so good. And then all you do is you throw your salmon on. It imparts a wonderful flavour. I'm sure you've heard of cedar planks previously. And then have a look at how the salmon actually comes out. Now, if you want to marinate the salmon first, please be my guest. You could sprinkle with just a little bit of brown sugar as well as a really nice little trick. But I tell you what, the flavour of the cedar comes right on through to the salmon. It's great on the grill as well.
Oh gosh, and I have to tell you, it infuses next level flavor.
man.
If you've never done cedar planked salmon, get the today's special. Please at least try them. It's a great price. It's 100% next level. Okay, we're gonna wrap up. I just want to talk really quickly. We do have the 2 set of his tongs. I love these. They've got silicone on the edge, so they're that non-stick, which is great. They can handle really high heat. What he does though is he locks them in, but I love this little ridge up here because it helps you to grab things, flip things, stir things, just work easier in the kitchen. 2 colors. We have the black set or we have the red set available. Those are on sale. All right, coming up, we're gonna have 2 customer picks in a row. 2 customer picks in a row are coming up. One is gonna be the griddle pan. You gotta see that, which is really clever. And the next one's gonna be the mini cleaver. We actually brought it back in after selling out. Great reviews on that as well. More with Chef Curtis Stone live here at HSN.
Food has always been my passion, but the truth is, even in the world's best kitchens, the tools can really make or break a chef. That's why I've developed this incredible, innovative line for HSN. It makes the prep easy, and it also makes the cooking a whole lot of fun. From my kitchens to your tables. Let's turn the everyday into gourmet.
Get crafty and kick off the new year with creativity. Whether you're a beginner or an expert, we've got everything you need to embrace your inner artist in all new crafty ways. It's going to be a jam-packed day with inspiring tips, tricks, and demos. Don't miss new arrivals from all your favorite brands to ignite your imagination and create new crafting memories. Plus, festive finds perfect for your upcoming spring projects, including St. Patrick's Day. Join us and get crafty Tuesday at midnight on HSN. HSN is excited to bring you one of our biggest Tucson gem events ever. Discover stunning jewelry treasures from around the world, all from the comfort of your living room. Featuring exclusive mine finds by Jay King, beautiful gemstone pieces from Rarities, Colleen Lopez, and so much more. It's a week filled with gems you won't want to miss. The Tucson Gem Event, Wednesday at midnight, only on HSN.
You're watching HSN. I'm Suzanne Runyon. I hope you're having a great evening/morning. Thanks for hanging out with me and, of course, world-renowned chef Curtis Stone, I've been so blessed to work with him for so many years now. He's so passionate about what he does in life, and he's equally as passionate what he does for us here at HSN. Now, I'll give you a little background, again, popularity. The DuraPans, any DuraPan that he does, they have become the #1 most reviewed item in the history of culinary here at HSN. And they're one of the top reviewed items across all brands at HSN. And that says a lot. And it really means that he does impeccable quality, brilliant design. And this one's very, very clever because this is actually a 9x13 griddle pan, which is really nice. It's a great size. You're gonna love the shape of it. We've got lots of different color choices. We start off with the ever popular red, then we have the turquoise, and we have the black. So we've got 3 options here. Couple little background for you right now. It's on sale. It is a customer pick. So if you want to read the reviews, they're great reviews on this, and you're gonna love that DuraPan Non-Stick Plus that he uses that has made his pan so popular. So Chef, why did you decide to create this shape in a griddle pan?
Well, to call this a griddle pan is such a disservice because it is a wonderful griddle pan. But look at it. It's such a great roaster. And you're like, why is he holding it with his pinky? It's also great to hang off your pinky. No, here's why I'm doing that, because look how lightweight this thing is. It is thick, it is sturdy, it is really, really beautiful to cook in, but we do it with aluminum. So it looks like cast iron, but it cooks like cast iron, but it weighs like cast aluminum, which is way less, because you're gonna fill it full of food. This is a great roaster. It is, of course, a great fry pan or griddle pan. Let me get to cooking, because then you'll understand everything. Okay, I've thrown some onions and some peppers in here. Right, now you know my cookware. You need no oil. If you want to add a little, please be my guest. Watch what I'm doing. In go my eggs. I'm gonna prove to you how fantastically non-stick this pan is. Imagine pouring eggs straight into a pan like that with absolutely no oil or butter. We'll come back to it because nothing sticks to this cookware. Right next door, here are the tongs we were just showing you. I've got bacon working, and then I've got a beautiful big potato pancake or hash brown as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my bacon. That's looking perfectly gorgeous and crisp. Now, with your potato cake, look at the quantity of food that you can do. I can literally get underneath that, flip it on over, and you can see that gorgeous golden brown all over. So it's a great brekkie pan. Kind of anything you can imagine being done in a diner is what you will do in this griddle pan. Yeah. Now, don't forget, we do have a grill pan as well, and I'm showing you one of those down here too, because look, I threw some steak and some lobster in, because, oh, look at that. Wow. I mean, you can see that gorgeous char that we got on that beautiful steak there, right? So absolutely perfect. Also the lobster, don't forget Valentine's Day, guys, it's coming up. So if you want to do a little surf and turf, that is the time to do it. Now, maybe guys, grab me a grill and a griddle because I want to show everyone how they interlock. But let me come back to my eggs because it's only been just a moment, right? And already I can prove to you that absolutely nothing, but nothing, sticks to this cookware. These are eggs, right? So I'm just showing you that the simplest thing on the planet is to make sure that your eggs don't stick. Cook it in a DuraPan. You guys, it really is just the very best. Look, I can even throw a handful of cheese on top of it, and even that doesn't get it to stick to the pan. You know, salt and pepper, of course, these are my gravity mills, so I'm gonna just hit a little bit of salt and pepper. When I say gravity, all you do to stop it from cranking is turn it upside down, right? So you don't need to crank, you don't need to grind. It will just grind away for you. You can see, let me show you on a plate. See how that pepper's just grinding? Now, if you want it to be coarser, you just go ahead and twist that dial, and that'll make it a little coarser for you. A little bit more pepper. Now, let me prove to you that, again, nothing's stuck. Isn't that something? So whether you're doing a frittata, you can use this to bake focaccia in or do any kind of baking in. And at this price, Suze, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Less than 30 bucks gets this home. It is nuts. So just enjoy the great pricing, you guys. I'm so happy for you.
Well, and I love what you said, too. Think about some of your favorite foods you've ever eaten. It comes off a griddle, for gosh sakes. Think about the hamburgers, doing the smash burgers. They come off a griddle, right? If you think about the hash browns at that one waffle-y place, they come off a griddle. Imagine if you're doing French toast toast in here. I mean, think about how many burgers, smash burgers you can make, or if you're doing little mini sliders, it's perfect for that. You know, one of the most popular things, Chef, that people love is that one pan meal. That on the internet, oh my gosh, there's so many cool recipes, and this is kind of the perfect size to feed, you know, maybe up to 4 people, I think, if you want to do that one pan cooking.
Absolutely. Now, here's the griddle, here's the grill. If you want to get them both, this is what you can do. You can turn them, I've made it fit so it turns into this perfect Dutch oven for you. So if you're ever doing ribs or if you're slow cooking a big piece of pork or beef, it is really just such a beautiful way to cook with it. But of course, it's a wonderful grill and an incredible griddle side by side. Thanks, Gabe, I'll hand you those. Now, my steak's done, let me tell you. I know it's done because I've got my kinetic thermometer, you guys. I give it a quick shake. I go ahead and turn this over. Now, here's the problem. We don't have enough of these to still be around tomorrow. So you're one of the lucky ones that's seeing this in our late night airing. So thanks for staying up with us. We're rewarding you by giving you the option to grab this while you can. Look at that perfect steak. It's cooked absolutely gorgeously. Then go my lobster over the top. Now here's the cool part. Look at the cleanup. Before you take it, mate, I want to show everyone just how simple and easy, even after grilling those ribeye steaks. You saw that deep caramelization that we were able to achieve. And now, of course, all I'm doing is wiping that mess away. So can I pop it in the dishwasher? Yeah, of course I can. But have a look at that. It is spotless in no time at all. That's the secret of the DuraPan.
Okay, it's a huge customer pick, just like so many of his items. Here's an update. The black is the most popular. Of all the pans we have, and I do own a lot of Chef's pans, 2 of our favorites, and I have one in green and I have one in white, is the aluminum design that he was talking about. It's different than his regular pan. It's still lightweight. So what it does, you get lightweight, incredible durability, but it cooks more like cast iron. So if you really love the idea of cast iron, there's a reason my husband and I fought on this one. He had cast iron, I hated it. I couldn't even lift it out of the cabinet to use. I hated it, I truly hated it. Plus it was gunky and gross and messy and I just hated it. Anyway, but we had to come to a happy middle point, and this is how we did it. I said, you know what, we're gonna try Chef's cast aluminum pans. And do you know, Chef, to this day, that literally, no lie, your pan sits on our stovetop 24/7. We use it so much, my husband doesn't bother taking it off the stovetop, because why put it away? We literally use it definitely in the morning and definitely in the evenings, and almost every single day. That's how great your pans are. And I love the durability and the longevity of your pans. I think they should dissolve after about 5 years.
They don't, I know, they just don't.
No.
They just keep on working. Like, here, look at that beautiful egg scramble that we've gone ahead and done. Now, I'm gonna reach over here to my little bag of tricks, I call it, because I've got all of my flavors here. I'm gonna add a little bit of Parmesan because I love that finishing off my eggs. I've got some chives, of course, and then I've got some beautiful little edible flowers. Right now, all you would do is stick a spoon in that and you'd say, come on guys, breakfast is served. But just to prove to you that absolutely nothing sticks to my DuraPan, you ready? 1, 2, 3. We just flip that on over and have a look at how quick and simple that was. Now let me show you the cleanup, or lack of cleanup I should say. All I do is I wipe that pan out, and in no time, your breakfast dishes are done.
Yeah,
I mean, how cool is that?
How many times do you wake up, like, you know, on a Monday morning and you're looking at Sunday night's pan that's just soaking in the sink? There's nothing worse than making a great meal and then looking at that pan and then still looking at it Monday morning. And then eventually, Monday after work, you get around to scrubbing it. That will no longer ever happen to you again. That's what's amazing. You know, Chef, sometimes I don't think we think about that, but in the past we've spent so much time soaking pans, scrubbing pans, trying to get them clean, and they still got the crud on them. With his pans, that's exactly how they react every time you use them. And I don't care if it's out of the box or it's years from now like our pans are. You will absolutely love that nonstick. And that's why these pans have become one of the most customer reviewed items in the history of HSN. It's because that nonstick is brilliant. In fact, it is what, 8 or 10 times more nonstick, so to speak, than a traditional nonstick, correct?
That's exactly right. I mean, look, Suze, I've got salmon over here. These are the Faroe Island salmon. So many of you. Outselling is the auto ship. The auto ship is outselling the single ship. That never happens, but you guys are smart. You know a great deal when you see it. Here are the branzino. Over here, I've got some burgers working. I'm going into my oven, Suze, because I've got to show you this. sticky buns, and then we're gonna have to move on because this is getting very, very limited, you guys. Check out these sticky buns. You ready? 1, 2, 3. The entire tray just flips straight on out.
And look how awesome that's feeding a lot of people. Like, that's a great, you know, big game kind of breakfast. Look at that. I mean, it holds a lot, right? And again, you can hold it by your pinky. It's great. So remember, it acts like cast iron, but it's 20,000 times better. And I can tell you that from personal experience. Okay, a couple things I want to show you. You've seen a chef work with this thermometer. If you don't know what kinetic is you just shake it, and that's how it's powered. You don't have to recharge this. You don't have to have batteries in it. What I like best about it is a nice big screen on the front, but most importantly, in the back, this is goof-proof. And there's nothing worse than, let's say, doing a turkey for Thanksgiving or doing a beautiful roast, and the turkey's just raw on the inside because you pulled it out too soon, and you had to cut it, and you looked at it, then you shove it back in. The oven, nope, that'll never happen again because all the temperatures you need to get that perfect temperature is on the back of this. And all you do is shake it, and that powers it. We have a whole bunch of fun colors, more colors than ever, quite frankly. Black, red, stone gray, we've got the green, we have the blue, and I don't know what color we're calling this one. Maybe mulberry? I think it's mulberry. Let me see if I got it. Gravity mills, my spice jars, my mini chopper. Yeah, I think it's mulberry. Anyway, they're back in stock. Huge, huge customer pick. This is actually, it's so funny. Chef spends very little time, but he uses it all the time. It's one of the most successful items in his line. And yet we never actually demo it. That's how good it works. All right, now I want to talk about the spice bills and the spice jars, because these actually work together. You've seen Chef use these. You literally turn them over and gravity does the trick, right? Now, what is so incredibly clever is he has created these extra spice jars that screw onto the bottom of the mills. Why? Because you might have a pepper in here and a Himalayan salt in the other one. In the colors of the gravity mills, we have black, red, stone gray, and wait, black, red, red. Oh, we have metallic gold. Oh, and metallic red. Oh, great. Okay, thank you. And Chef, what do you love best about your gravity mills?
That you don't have to crank and grind. I mean, I can just be cooking with this hand, I can be seasoning there. You know, otherwise, if this was a manual one, I'd be standing here going like this, wouldn't I? When I want it to stop, I just turn it upside down. My mum absolutely loves this because, you know, she hasn't got the dexterity that she once did. And she's like, love that thing. You know, even when I did my show, Getting Grilled, that you can see on HSN Plus, every single celebrity that we interviewed, as soon as I said, just season that for me, they'd be like, oh, this is so fun. And it really is a fun way to season.
Okay, and the jars are
also
available. They're clever. And again, you can store all your spices in there, and then you just actually screw them onto the bottom. So this might be your Himalayan salt, this might be your pepper, and all you do is unscrew it, screw this one back on, and then of course you get the lids to store it as well. And we have those in black, and we also have those in red. It's a set of 4. All right, I want to save enough time, so we have to get to the famous cleaver. This was an item that Chef launched during the holidays, and it was so successful that we brought it back in tonight. We reordered it. It's called the mini cleaver, and it is beautifully packaged. If you're going to someone's house, if you're gonna go visit somebody, if you want a really brilliant gift for anybody who has a kitchen, I don't care if they're 18 or 88, if you got a kitchen, you gotta have brilliant knives. And a cleaver is so universally versatile, you can do so much with it, and the reviews on this are amazing. As a matter of fact, as I nerded out, right now, currently, now we sold thousands of these, and they sold out in the launch before Christmas, but right now, currently on this version, there's 28 perfect 5 stars. One gal said, best knife I've had. The other one said, clever cleaver. I thought that was just fun. And the other one said, it's comfortable in my hand. So, you know, Chef, there's so many 5-star reviews on this. Why do you think people have fallen in love with it so quickly?
Well, because it's a really thick, you can see just how much space you get here, right? So that's great because you can pop it over. I've got some lemongrass here, and we all know before you chop lemongrass, you want to give it a good old whack. The same way you do that with garlic as well, right? Because you're bruising the flavor out of the lemongrass that way. So the cleaver gives you lots of surface area to do that. It's a great one because you can actually chop. So you can see how I'm using this as a chopper right now, right? Which is, of course, the first purpose of a cleaver. But you can also go through and do incredible slicing. So it really is very, very multifaceted. So that's something tiny like lemongrass. Now let me show it to you on something a little larger, like a pepper. look at how quick and simple I can go through, and you can see that incredible sharpness that we've given every single one of these blades. Let me explain the secret to that. I'm going to give this a quick wipe so you get to see it. Have a look at how when I turn this blade, look at how thin that blade is. What that means is there's no drag, right? So when this is pulling through whatever the vegetable is that you're pulling through, it really doesn't drag. Let me prove it to you. I'm going to turn it upside down. Here, I've got an entire bunch of celery. You ready for this? Here's my mini cleaver. Look at this. I can just go straight on through and just chop upside down. I'm going through an entire bunch of celery. Look, I'll get another one. You can see how simply and easily, see, that just shows you the incredible sharpness of the blade, right? It also shows you that beautiful thin blade really does work wonders. Now, this is ice hardened. This is incredible Japanese stainless steel. Everyone that purchases tonight gets it in this gorgeous gift box. So you can see it right here. There it is, that mini samurai cleaver. And then inside this beautiful gift box, it's also a great way to keep your knife because then it's not going to dull by banging around in the bottom of a drawer, right? So that's very, very important as well, Suze.
By the way, guys, it is just back in stock after selling out. It was a huge hit before the holidays. We have it on sale, and we have 5 flex. So you can actually get this home. If you have a $5 bill on your credit card, you can get this home for $5, and you pay it off in 5 months. Don't forget, we have 5 flex on everything from Chef Today. Please remember, if you're getting our Today special, guys, we're going to take another look at it in about 10 minutes. If you haven't seen it, you have 5 flex on that, which is, of course, those amazing Fair Isle salmons, salmon pieces in collection. This one, though, I think is so great because of many reasons. And if you read the reviews, you'll understand. One of the things, Chef, that I think is important for you to point out for all of us is that it's one single piece of that Japanese stainless steel. Why is that important that there's not a rivet right here?
Right, well, there's no handle. There's a beautiful little bolster, which is the difference between the blade and the handle. And that bolster just allows you to sort of pinch the knife. So it's a very, very comfortable piece. But it's not 2 pieces of metal welded together, if you know what I mean. Because, of course, that means it could break. So you can do delicate things. You saw me just slicing that cucumber. By the way, next time you do a cucumber salad, here's what I want you to do. I want you to cut straight down, right, like this. Turn it. Go straight down in the other direction. So if you want to do a little cucumber salad, you're now going to go like this, right? And in no time at all, you'll have this perfect cucumber salad done. So you've got the ability to slice as well as chop with that mini cleaver. Do you have an onion there anywhere, Kenny? Because I'd love to show everyone, because a lot of people slice onions, a lot of people dice onions, and I would love to show you just how simple it is when you've got the right tool. While Kenny grabs that for you, I'm going to show you, you know, something like an apple. I always say with an apple, you go around, I call it the cheeks of the apple, you leave the core there, right? And then same sort of thing. If you're doing an apple salad, you're going to go ahead and slice right on through all of those perfect apple slices. And look at how beautiful and simple that is. Oh, thanks, mate. Great for chopping, great for... and when I say chopping, what I mean is there's a heel to this knife, right? That's called the heel of the blade. So I can use that rocking motion, okay? So if I wanted to go on through my onion and slice through it, but I'm leaving it intact, I go all the way down like that, I turn my knife flat, and this is what's so great about a cleaver. I can pull right on through in one motion, basically, and then I can chop and do that perfect little chop. Now, if I wanted to use that for something really fine, like a risotto, then of course, you've got that perfect ability to do it. But yes, you can chop, you can also slice, and that's what's so great. So again, just that pulling motion where you're just pulling that blade straight on through whatever it is you're cutting. Japanese steel makes all the difference. That beautiful thin blade makes all the difference. And at this price, oh my goodness, you guys, 24 bucks.
Oh, it's so
This
good.
could be a $60 knife in a specialty store.
You know what I like about it too? The size of it. Like if we had a big old cleaver, a traditional cleaver, I'd be overwhelmed by it. I really would. I'd be like, I could not use that thing. It's just like, and it's too much. Everybody online, a lot of people reviewed it, said they just absolutely love the size because it gives you kind of the oomph of a cleaver, but you can finesse as well. And again, you've probably never seen a mini cleaver out there with all these kind of technology built in. The other thing I really appreciate is, you're like, well, what are those dots there for? That actually is gonna give you a better grip to it. But they're built into the cleaver. This isn't something that's gonna rub off or wear off. And if we go in close, you'll see, isn't that pretty? I mean, it's a gorgeous knife. You'll be so proud to have it out. You'll be proud to use it. But what I love is everything makes sense. Those dots give you more of a grip. You can see where your thumb is supposed to go when you're using it. And so you kind of get the benefits of a giant cleaver, for me, Chef, without being overwhelmed from a giant cleaver.
That's right. Now, we give you all of the technology on the actual box, Sue. So when I say ice hardened, what that means is we forge it, of course, in really hot material. It's hot stainless steel. And then we harden it with ice, right? That shock of temperature that goes from hot to cold makes it very, very sharp. And it also means that that edge will stay longer. That beautiful Japanese steel edge won't dull quickly. And to me, that's very, very important. I mean, look at this. I'm going through cabbage and making coleslaw by hand. When was the last time you ever even thought of doing something like that? And you can just see how perfectly thin we're able to cut it. And again, that's because of that beautiful twice sharpened blade, but the Japanese steel is everything. We spend the money so that it lasts and lasts and lasts. And I mean, you can just see how brilliantly it works.
And Chef, why the dimples on the sides?
The dimples on the side are really cool because if you're slicing tomatoes or something like that and you don't want the slices to stick to each other, those little dimples will just help release, right? So we really have thought of everything. I went to a town called Sakai, and Sakai is actually where all the samurai swords are made. See how the tomato's not sticking to my blade, and that's really important, Suze, when you're going through, because maybe you wanna make beautiful sandwiches. Look how thin I'm able to slice that tomato. Isn't that so cool?
I always think, because I love watching the competition chef shows, and now I'm watching one of the most famous ones. And Chef, I think you've been on it before, but. You always see all the chefs comes in with their own personal knives. That's how important knives are to chefs. So why are we using dull, bad, dum-dum knives? You know, if chefs bring in their own custom knives, don't you think we deserve to have the custom knives too? Because Chef, it really does make a world of difference. You wouldn't walk into a kitchen not using your favorite knives.
Suze, here's what I want you to do. Go check out Iron Chef on Netflix, right? I'm one of the Iron Chefs. These are the knives I use. These are the knives I carry in. Your entire reputation is on your shoulders when you go on there, right? And you're not going to take a knife just because it's cool or whatever. No, you take the very best knife that you can get. This is the knife I use. And it is such a beautiful, beautiful knife. So, so simple and easy. And you can just see it just glides on through whatever it is that you're slicing. And again, when I want to chop, whether it's an onion or even an apple, of course, you can go straight through, right? The apple, that's what cleavers are for. This will actually go through bone. So if you're actually chopping through chicken bone, yes, it will. Now, if I wanted to go on through and use that rocking motion, you can see how simple that is as well. So you're not just using it as a slicer, you're also using it as a chopper.
Yeah, I think too. Yeah, if you're trying to debone a chicken or you're going to do a spatchcock chicken or something like that, you're going to love it for that. And that's what I was saying earlier, guys. I think why it's such a great customer pick is because it's got dual purpose. So if we just have a big giant cleaver, I'm never pulling that baby out, right? But this one I can use because you can do something very hefty, or you can really be finesse with it. All right, so let me kind of explain.
I'm going right through the root.
I'm sorry?
You can see how I'm cutting right through the root of these peppers. Let me make a little more space. I'm going to do it for you again. Because it's very easy to cut through the flesh of the peppers, right? Yep. That's much softer. But as you get further up, I just want you to see all of the seeds, all of the root. You ready for this? See how it doesn't get any harder for me? The knife still just glides straight on through, even when you're through that really fibrous root. So whether it's that you're doing or even squash, you know, I've got a beautiful butternut squash, straight through. You know, it's very, very simple and easy to use, and that is why we love it so, so much. You can just go straight through, no matter how big, thick, or hard that vegetable is.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one to kind of wrap up on. And guys, again, we brought it back in. It sold out completely before the holidays. Think about gift giving. Think about just going to someone's house you've been invited for dinner. Why are you taking them a bottle of wine when it's gone and it was probably just okay wine? When literally you could walk in, hand them the gift, and they're going to open it up later and go, oh my goodness, I can't believe she got me this gorgeous knife. Yeah. And you're doing it for the cost of a basic bottle of wine out there. And of course, it's beautifully packaged. By the way, this is even a magnetic closure. So everything about this is just so luxe and so high end. They will think you went to a really, really nice, you know, one of those fancy kitchen shops and spent a fortune on it. But of course, here at HSN, you're not going to do that. Carrots, those are tough. If you guys are sawing through your food, it is time to get this mini cleaver. Chef, before we wrap up, I know you've got some more surprises, but can we show the Today Special one more time, guys? I know it's coming up in just a couple of moments, but can you give me like 30 seconds on the Today Special if you don't mind?
Let me tell you something. When you've got salmon coming from the most beautiful part of the world, that is when you get that wonderful flavor. We haven't sold over 2 million portions of this salmon by accident. It's because the flavor is so pristine from the best place in the world.
All right, Chef, we will see you later today. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Nice to see
All
you,
right, guys,
sis.
coming up, you're taking another look at the Today